Coming up on this edition of Quincy in Focus.
Really happy when I'm out shooting things.
QATV gives thanks to its members.
First I made out a structure like a blueprint, and then I put the sticks, I measured them up.
Children get hands-on learning experience at the annual South Shore Science Festival.
Over 1,000 people come out across the city, and it really is something else.
And the city of Quincy gets spruced up with the annual Cleaner Greener Quincy Day. These stories and more coming up on Quincy in Focus. Hello and welcome to Quincy in Focus, Quincy Access TV's news magazine show. My name is Jonathan Caleri and I'm part of the staff here at QATV. Leading off this edition, Granite Telecommunications recently held its annual Saving by Shaving fundraiser, where employees had their hair shaved to raise money to fight cancer. This year's event also saw celebrities such as Governor Charlie Baker, Red Sox CEO Sam Kennedy, and Boston Bruins legend Ray Bourque had their heads shaved to help raise $6.5 million for Boston Children's Hospital.
To all my teammates, more than 1,000 of you across the country have shaved your head to help children. Thank you to all the barbers who did a wonderful job with one noteworthy exception. Thank you to the vendors who supported us. Thank you to all of the local athletes, interns, celebrities who volunteered their time to join us. Thank you to Poppy, who flew up here to be here for the day. Give it up for Big Poppy. And we intended to present a check for $6 million today. The turnout has been such that we have a check for $6 million. The actual amount, which I'm honored to say, is now going to be $6.5 million.
Personified in North America, they were in John Hancock. Well, Rob Taylor personifies those same virtues and qualities. So on behalf of the great city and the president, we say thank you to Monarch Rob Taylor.
QATV's annual Member Appreciation Evening is a chance to recognize all those who advance Quincy Access Television's mission to bring local programming to the city of Quincy. The evening also allows QATV to identify members for outstanding contributions in the past year.
Okay, this next award is called Fine on 9. And it's really, it's an award that's awarded to, I would say, an association that we have with the Quincy Public Schools. We are part of the School Community Partnership. And through that, we have students from the broadcasting class at Quincy High School join us and produce programs. They will assist on programs that we have put together in studio, and they will create some PSAs, some public service announcements themselves. This was all arranged through Keith Sagala and John Green, and I know John Green is here, so John, I'd like to present the Fine on 9 award to you. This again is Quincy Access Television and the Quincy School Community Partnership. Want to say a few words?
Thank you very much. It's very kind of QATV, and we really appreciate it, and we're very, very happy to do the service that we do for the blind. But also, I want to thank certainly Betty, Betty is now a member of the Quincy Lions Club, and as the executive director has also done the readings, so thank you, Betty.
The reason you do these things is for the kids. And I think as a coach and as a former teacher and a guidance counselor, your focus is always on the kids. And that's the reason I was in the business for all those years, and that's why I continue to be on the school committee, and hopefully we'll be on for another 4 years. But again, it's for the kids. I don't watch myself on the bench standing up and getting on the officials. It's watching the kids and making sure that they get some enjoyment out of watching themselves on TV. So again, it's a labor of love. It's something I love doing. I love coaching. I love being with the kids, and I love being associated with QATV and all the great people here. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I have put myself into QATV because I enjoy helping the community. I've learned a lot. Of course, my audio stuff has been helpful, but I'm really happy when I'm out shooting things. I'll be doing the next Quincy Symphony Orchestra. I did the science fair. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and I think the kids really learned a lot from it. And that's what I care about, is helping them learn more about themselves too. So thank you very much.
Recently, Governor Charlie Baker helped plant 3 new trees at North Quincy High School as part of his administration's initiative to plant 10,000 trees per year in cities across the state. Also in attendance were Leo Roy, Commissioner of the Department of Conservation and Recreation, and Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch.
Today we're going to commemorate the planting of the 20,000th tree through the Greening the Gateway Cities program. This was a brainchild of the Baker-Polito administration to try to encourage the Gateway cities to have more of an urban tree canopy. And I'm sure other speakers will talk a little bit about the tremendous benefits that trees bring to our environment and the future benefits that they're going to bring to climate change resiliency as the climate changes in the future.
In our city, and thank you again, Governor, for another time visiting our city. He knows his way around here. He's been here a number of times. But thank you for this initiative and all the great work you've done for the benefit of the people of Quincy, but also the people of the Commonwealth.
What I would say about, to follow up on Commissioner Roy's comments, what I would say about this planting exercise is this is part of an initiative to green the gateway cities. And if you spend time in a lot of our gateway communities and you spend time in a lot of our urban settings, there just isn't the kind of tree canopy that you would hope to have there. Part of this was about the beauty that comes with tree plantings, but there are other benefits to this as well. If you really want to create a great environment, plant a boatload of trees. Anybody will tell you that the single biggest and most important thing you can do with respect to dealing with CO2 is to plant trees. This is Earth Week. There are a lot of things that we do year round, but I really do appreciate the work that so many folks at DCR and so many folks at the local level and so many nonprofits put into turning this notion of greening gateway cities into a reality. And we look forward to planting 10,000 more, and then 10,000 after that, and 10,000 after that. This is truly one of the best things we can do for our communities, for our urban streetscapes, and for our environment. And I really appreciate the heavy lifting that so many people have done to make this happen. Thank you.
to the cameras. And ready? 1, 2, 3, trees!
The start of spring in Quincy can always be marked by the city's annual Cleaner, Greener Quincy Day. 2019 was the 30th year of this annual event, where volunteers from across the city donate their time to help clean and beautify parks, beaches, schools, and open space areas.
This is Shlomo reporting live from Point Webster Middle School, where we have the Cleaner, Greener Quincy initiative, 30th anniversary. As you can see, there are tons of kids, tons of folks getting after it, making the city beautiful.
We're very happy to have our kids involved in community service learning activities throughout the school year. This is one of our largest ones that we host here at Point Webster, and like you said, each year we have 50 to 60 students who show up and volunteer their time on a Saturday to help beautify our school grounds. So we're very proud of them and we're very appreciative of them, and we thank our mayor, Mayor Koch, for bringing this tradition to Quincy. I was born and raised in Quincy and proud to still be working in Quincy and with the Quincy Public Schools. So community service is very important, and cleaning up our parks and playgrounds so that students have a safe place to play and hang out when the school is out is important to them. So we're very happy.
I think for me, it's Cleaning Greener is about community. We are so proud of our Point community, our school, our Clifford Marshall School. And for us, we have our elementary kids here, kindergarten to 4th grade. And really the hope is that they take care of the school now, and as they get older, they continue to take care of the school.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to, this trail here was done by some of the Girl Scouts that were once students here that kind of moved on. And they did this trail, the steps up there, and they had some posts, and we had a little bit of trouble with the posts, so we're replanting the posts in preparation for our fun run in 2 weeks that everybody comes back and we do all kinds of exercises all around the campus, so we're trying to get it to look good for that too.
Hi, I'm Dave McCarthy, the Ward 1 counselor. I'm down at Snug Harbor with Principal Marani and my good friend Dottie, and this is the most active group that I've seen so far in Ward 1 and maybe in the city.
We just have a fantastic, supportive community coming together. We've only been here for about 40 minutes, but the amount of work we got done, I would say, is hours and hours and hours worth. And again, that's just the power of people coming together and working together to accomplish a few common goals. And that's really what Cleaner, Greener Quincy is all about. But I also am just kind of adding to it and saying we're Cleaner, Greener Snug as well. And we're coming together as a Snug Harbor community to do this. So it's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. And, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Hannah with Quincy Credit Union, and we're here sponsoring Cleaner, Greener Quincy. We were just out at Veterans Stadium, down at the Nickerson Post in Squantum, and things are going great. We're seeing a lot of volunteers, and you know, the weather could have been a little bit better, but everything's going great for us.
It's actually an amazing day today. The weather held out for the 30th year of Cleaner, Greener Quincy, which is like amazing to me. I'm not 30 yet, but I've been doing this since I was a little girl. I grew up in North Quincy, and now working at the credit union, I'm able to do this all the time, and I love it. So another great year, and can't wait for the cookout to start because I'm hungry.
So here we are at the after cookout after the usual Cleaner Greener celebrations, and today was another great day on behalf of Mayor Koch, who is at a christening and a wedding today. So he was out there cleaning up earlier, but this is the 30th anniversary, so it was kind of a big deal today. So many people came out. I know he wants to thank folks like Quincy Credit Union who are here, who took care of the food, and a lot of other great corporate citizens in the city that I know he's very grateful to. We want to thank you all, and on behalf of Mayor Koch, for joining us today on the 30th anniversary of Cleaner Greener here in Quincy. Over 1,000 people come out across the city, and it really is something else. So we hope you're able to enjoy it. If not, we'll see you next year.
Kids of all ages were able to get a fun and hands-on STEM experience at the 4th Annual South Shore Science Festival held at the Quincy Center for Innovation. The event aims to show kids that you can have fun while learning about science and math.
My project was on how can you tell if money is counterfeit, and there are many ways you can tell if money is counterfeit, but there are two main ways, which is a UV light and a counterfeit money detecting pen. So with the UV light you can tell because if you take out a real dollar and a fake dollar and you shine it on it, you can see how this is dark and this is really light. So this is obviously fake and it has no backside, and this is real. And there's a way with a pen. So you take this out, and if you put this on it, it'll turn dark green or black. And if you put this on it, it'll turn yellow. Which bridge design is stronger? I took 4 bridges. The arch bridge, which broke, the beam bridge, the truss bridge, and the suspension bridge. And I put 4 2.5-pound weights. I measured how much of the weights, how many weights it will take to break. Well, not really break, but how many weights it can hold. The way I built them is I put glue and sticks, and I put first I made out a structure like a blueprint, and then I put the sticks, I measured them up, and then I glued them, and then when I had the 2 sides all built, I glued them to the top so it would stay sturdy, and I put a plank of wood right in the middle so it could stand up while it was drying.
The Vietnam Combat Veterans Combined Armed Forces Quincy chapter recently held its annual remembrance ceremony at the Vietnam Veterans Clock Tower at Marina Bay to honor the 48 young men of Quincy who lost their lives during the Vietnam War. Medal of Honor recipient James McColgan was the keynote speaker.
This medal that I have around my neck is really not mine. It belongs to 89 guys. 89 guys. Men who fought in the battle for New Yon Hill. I'm just really the caretaker. This medal represents love. A love that is so deep that you can't even measure it. It's about a group of individuals, some still boys, who either were drafted or volunteered to serve their country. We came from every part of this great nation and took our basic training and advanced individual training and ended up in a family in a place far different than the hometowns that we came from. We started out loyal to our country and the Army, but soon discovered that getting as many of us home alive, back to the world, would be our main goal. Make no mistake, those on the wall behind me are the real heroes. Ask any one of these guys who stood up out here and they will tell you that they fought alongside them, and they will tell you the same thing. Those are the heroes. These men actually gave up 2 lives. They gave up the life they were living when their life was cut short. And they gave up the life they never got to live. Some of them, many of them, never got to meet and marry their soulmate. Never saw their child being born. They never got to coach their son or daughter in a little league game. They never got to see them graduate. Never walked their little girl down an aisle to get married and have that very special father-daughter dance with her. And finally, they've missed all the holidays, the special family gatherings that we all get to be a part of each and every year. Yes, they gave up 2 lives so that we can have 1 life that we are living right now.
Former Quincy Mayor Frank McCauley was recently at the Quincy Historical Society to sign copies of his new book, Frank, From Bootlegger to Bank President and Beyond.
Well, I'm pushing 90 years of age. On December 27, 1929, I'll turn 90 if I live that long. Yeah. And I appreciate you all coming here. In the foreword that was written by my daughter Jennifer, and she said I was more difficult on myself being a bootlegger, a clam digger, who was sentenced to jail by Judge Mulhall. He sentenced me to jail, 15 days in jail. He suspended the sentence for a year, and that was at the end of the time when I went to work, first job. Yeah, but I welcome you all.
We've known Mayor McCauley for years, and we have a lot of fond memories. He's a real hard-working man, and we admire his character, and we really wanted to see him and say hello to him, and I can't wait to read his book.
I worked for Frank McCauley. I started in 1987 and was with him until he retired as the mayor. I was his building commissioner and license board commissioner, and one of the first tasks that he placed upon me was we had a lot of derelict buildings in the city that he wanted gone, and we got rid of them. So, but he was a pleasure to work for, a tough taskmaster, but I thoroughly enjoy working for him, and I wish him the best.
My name is Warren Martell. I'm an old house neck clam digger. I dug clams with Frank McCauley way back when. We both were doing a few little bootlegging once in a while. And the Quincy warden, Morelli, used to chase us all over the place. And I came today because there's not many of us left that used to be bootleggers.
My name is James Mullen, and I was in elected office in Milton for 45 years. And so I know Frank very well from my years of service, and I thought the book would be interesting. So we had a lot of laughs together over the years, the various things that we did together. When you're talking about the MMA or Norfolk County Advisory Board or the Republican State Committee, which we both served on together, and Paulie Logan used to say, you know, the two of you were always together. Well, we always had fun. So I asked him his age, and I told him mine, and I don't know how either one of us have come that quickly to these ages that we are now. So, but I try not to forget my old friends.
Quincy's annual St. Patrick's Day Luncheon was recently held at the Terrell Room, where attendees enjoyed boiled Irish dinner, live music, and the comedy stylings of Tony V. Mayor Thomas Koch also presented the Irishman of the Year award to Jerry Hanley, owner of Patty Barry's Pub and a longtime soccer coach in the city.
But now I return to the great story. I never would play it while Grover no more, and it's still they never, oh they never know. Will I play the wire over? No, never, no more.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our annual St. Patrick's Luncheon. The funds this year raised go towards the Quincy Foundation, which supports a lot of nonprofits, charity events, and Christmas and Flag Day parades. So good cause goes right back into the great community that we have. So today we honor Jerry Hanley, Irishman of the Year, proprietor Patty Barry's. Walker loves that place because it's all booze. He doesn't eat anyway. I guess you can get food taken in, but Patty Barry's is a special place if you haven't been there. So, may love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. May peace and plenty bless your world with joy that long endures. May all life's passing seasons bring you the best in yours. Presented today along with the Irish walking stick. This could come in handy closing the bar some night, Jerry. So congratulations, Jerry Hanley.
Thank you, Mayor Koch. It's a real honor and a pleasure to be here today. I don't have a white shirt and a green tie, but I do have a green shirt and no tie. So I usually only wear a shirt and tie when I'm going before the license board to try and impress them. I haven't been there in a while, thank God, and I hope I never go there again. I'll have to admit, when I got the call from Mayor Koch regarding this, I was a little nervous because I thought he was going to tell me they were going to knock Patty Barry's and make it into a parking lot. But that's never going to happen, Tom, right?
We're hoping to soften the blow, Jerry.
A few of my customers were inquiring as to why, I was Irishman of the Year, and all I could tell them was, number one, I'm Irish. Number two, I live in Quincy. And number three, hey, if Leo from Alba can be Irishman of the Year, why can't I?
I will leave you with this. Thanks for having me. Also, continue having a happy life. I have some rules for a happy life, and I like to pass these along to people. The first one is this. Never shoot a fat guy who's standing on stairs above you. Solid advice. Hope you never need it. Good to have. Number two, never dance naked with an oscillating fan. Plus, look. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure everyone heard that. Because sometimes I hear things nobody else does. The 80s do catch up with me in a big way. Yeah, plus learn how to spell oscillating in case you have to fill out the forms. And the last thing I will say is always, thanks for having me, and always please keep supporting live stand-up comedy, because God knows you don't want me showing up at your house with Tupperware and stuff now, do you? Couldn't be happy to be here. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for having me.
That's all for this edition of Quincy in Focus. On our next episode, we'll highlight the annual Caddy Memorial Day ceremony, and we'll also feature highlights from the 37th annual Quincy Senior Olympics. If you'd like more information about Quincy Access Television or are interested in becoming a member, please visit our website at qatv.org or give us a call at 617-376-1440. My name's Jonathan Caleri, and thanks for watching this edition of Quincy in Focus.